Did you miss me, people? I'm back, baby. We are here again. We are here again. Shades of Vintage 9. And you know what, yeah? Because I know a lot of you are waiting on the real to return, especially in terms of like videos. I sorted out some audio issues I've been having. Now next to sort out the video issues I've been having. But Tish, LOL. We are here today. Everybody's like, so a lot of people are surprised as to what's going on. Oh, let me finally get one more thing. Yo, okay, so we've got a lot of stuff to get into. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the Human Lashing Machine, aka the Hot Take Intellectual, Young Giga Drill, the Nigerian Dandada, Lil Heart Attack, Aya Sutoku Ganja, Miyamoto Flashy, Hitori trapping at the band. Don't pay for my Netflix, I got people for that, etc. etc. Y'all know the rest. Blink Hyuk on that kid from Too Many Places to Count, Miyamoto, what's it called, Mr. Black and Platinum. So anyway, before we continue, I want to make it clear that I'm not here alone, guys. I'm not here alone at all. I'm here with my two friends, Peppermint John.
Bro, still sound like shit.
Yeah, your mic's still kind of weird. Yeah, and then we've also got Scum Jones.
What's happening?
What's happening, people? So, TBH, right? It's been a while, right? A lot of stuff has gone around. A lot of stuff has happened. Yeah, Charles Spaznov. Everybody who remembers the old AKAs, please throw them out in the chat. You know what it is. And TBH, like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna run around using abbreviations the whole time. To be honest, we've got a lot to get through as far as like information, cause we're kind of treating this a bit more, not to say professional, cause it's not. Cause I'm not gonna say that that's what this is, but we're going to have a few more things flow a little bit more sensibly this time. I've got some info up there in case y'all wanna hit those up. I've got a SoundCloud where I do rippity raps in case none of you have ever fucking seen that. We've got Cash App, send money to, you know, all that nonsense, all the fucking value extraction. None of that matters. Shinzo Abe's dead, bitch. Oh my god, the Yakuza got Shinzo Abe. Oh my fucking god. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. You know what? Today we're gonna go through an interesting history, an interesting military and political history of Japan, and wonder how that fucking led us to a moment where the literal former prime ministers of one of the most powerful Asian countries in the world got iced on national television. This is, and also we're going to talk about how this is not the first time this has happened to a Japanese politician. Japanese politicians are known for getting iced on national television. Oh my god, there's a story of a left-wing guy. This guy was like the I think he was the chair of a left-wing party in the 60s. I don't know what, I can't remember the exact story behind it, but someone more or less ran up and stabbed him. You know, if any of you have like watched Slime Tensei, you know how the fucking dude ran up and just stabbed Rimuru in the real world? Like that's how he died and got isekai. Like imagine that happening, but like to your generation's Bernie Sanders. I guess that's more or less what happened. Like that's what happened in Japan.
I'm just glad that we live in a world where some Franz Ferdinand ass shit can still happen. Like
Yo,
you would think that like the age of politicians getting assassinated was over, but nah. Even in a place like
bro,
fucking Japan where there's no guns,
bro.
a nigga can still get capped. A
Maybe
nigga can still
again,
get turned into a
like
pack.
I don't want to turn this into like to anything, but like maybe it's because I'm Nigerian. But that is not surprising. Like politicians getting iced is not surprising to me. That happens all the time. Like it's normal. But again, like the breadth in space, economically and like culturally between Japan and Nigeria is very wide, and like to see that kind of thing happen in today's day and age, like bro, what? Like I don't even. I've been completely under a rock for the most part, so I didn't even look into most of like I didn't want to look into like the details of the murder because I'm not going to lionize ignorance here. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't necessarily trust any information that can come out about it right now. Do you know what I mean? Like I really don't trust like anything that the Japanese press is saying about it, anything that like American press is saying about it, nothing is gonna be truthful. None of that's gonna make like there's none of that's gonna be like fair or sensible reporting. Mainly because Shinzo Abe, unlike most politicians, you would think, oh, he's just the former Prime Minister of Japan. He kinda isn't. Shinzo Abe is the grandson of the first Prime Minister of Japan. He's actually like very much familiarly connected to the beginning of this phase of Japan being a country. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like he is literally like intrinsically tied politically. His family is intrinsically tied to post-war Japan. And I'm like really it was more or less his granddad and his granddad's fellow amongst a bunch of other cronies who were placed and handpicked to run Japan after America left. You know?
It sounds like a politician to me.
I mean, yeah, but like the thing about America is that
Is my mic better, by the way?
why do
Yeah, you sound better.
My mic's better.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why do you
Okay.
always stream at the worst times for me? I'm stuck in my transfer request password. Oh, I'm so sorry, Cherry Cardozo. It's literally like 5 p.m. on a Saturday. If you can't on a Sunday, if you can't have a chill time to stream on a Sunday evening, bro, like I am sorry, bro. Like that's rough. I apologize. My heart goes out to you. But like, so America, anyone who's got any fucking common sense knows that historically, this country is only interested in one thing as far as international relations are concerned. That is keeping communism down, keeping American interests in, and making sure that making sure no other way of life or method of existence can thrive or prosper on when America is around. So with that being said, America's primary aim after World War II was to make sure that Soviet influence and like communism basically didn't run rampant in the country. And the way they did that was essentially handing the country's power or handing the reins of power over to literal thugs. And I don't mean that like in a liberal lefty fucking, libtard like soy boy kind of way. I don't mean they were mean dudes so they were no, these niggas was Yakuza. I'm talking actual, like, tats up your back Yakuza. You know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers were actually hard tied to not only the highest seats of, like, the Japanese Empire, like, in terms of, like, Emperor Hirohito, etc., but also the Japanese criminal underworld. Like it was a massive like coalition. Like most of the dudes in the Japanese Imperial Army also had large ties to the criminal underworld. It was one of those things that they like to call an open secret, if that makes sense. And America knew this. America was very aware of this. And I'm simplifying, obviously. A Japanese historian would definitely rip me to shreds for what I'm about to say, but like the most asshole they could find was Shinzo Abe's grandpa. That motherfucker has clear ties to things like Nanking, rapes across Manchukuo. like loads of like bullshit across like the Second World War that Japan did. Shinzo Abe's grandpa was part of it, you know, like he was part of that whole vibe. So basically, when you think Imperial Japan, basically when you think the bad guys in Yeep Man, you know, LOL. When you think the bad guys in Yeep Man, that's who Shinzo Abe's grandpa, like that's who you should think of. So they picked him as the, you know, leader of the country, and they picked the the LDP, the Liberal Democratic Party. Like, one thing you need to know about, like, when they call things liberal and democratic, they usually are not. They usually are not, LOL. But that party, which is still in power today, Japan has not had an election that resulted in another party winning since. Just to let you know how free and fair that country is, LOL. They haven't had like, that's essentially who still leads them to this day. That you know, hodgepodge of cronyist, former Yakuza thugs. Basically, they've been diluted into more very heavy air quotes legitimate politicians, but those interests are still being served. Ask any like person in Japan whether or not the Yakuza still have power in their country, and I'm sure they'll give you a wide variety of answers, ranging from yes to I don't want to say anything because I don't know who's listening, etc., etc.
The guy who, to get into like the actual like facts of the case that as we know so far, the guy who allegedly killed Abe, Tetsuya Yamagami, admitted that the reason that he killed him was that he had a grudge against a specific organization. He didn't name anything, but Abe's ties to some organization were the stated reason for killing him.
Okay, so I read the story in Japanese, and like, yeah, like you said, it's actually very interesting. Like, they said, like, I can't remember the actual thing, but like, they said ano, like kabukincho, so like that organ, like you said, like they didn't say a specific that organ, they said that organization. They said that organization. And when in Japan, when they don't want to say some shit, right, when they don't want to like be bait about some shit, they usually do stuff like, they talk like that. They say that, like, you know, y'all have watched anime like That Man, right? You know, y'all play Guilty Gear, that, right? Like that organization, right? And again, rocket science isn't anybody's degree here. I don't think it takes that to figure out what's going on, you know. Someone said I can't believe Hideo Kojima, can't believe Kojima went goblin mode. You know, I hate the fact that like they said that it was Kojima who did it, and that the guy looked like Kojima. Like, it's so, like, he done it. That's so, you lot are so racist. Yeah. You people are so racist, bro. You lot are so racist, my guy. Like, oh my god, Jesus. Like, wait, so just cause my man is a lanky brother with glasses, right? Just because my man's a lanky brother with glasses, now he's a fucking, now he's the man who shoots people. Please, bugger off. So, my takeaway from this whole thing, like I was saying, is that this is Japan's politics, right? So let me list a few facts. One, this is Japan's politics. Intrinsic ties to the Yakuza, corruption at the highest seats of power. Y'all thought the fucking 12 goddesses was bad. Oh my god, y'all don't want to know what's going on in Japan. Like y'all thought the Korean shit was rough. No, it's so obvious the levels to which the Yakuza own and control, like, the government of Japan. What, you wanna know a rumor I heard? A rumor I heard was that the only reason pornography is censored in Japan is so that the Yakuza can, like, so that, like, street, you know, illegal vendors can sell like the uncensored stuff at marked up prices, which is like, I don't necessarily believe that's the case, but I would not, believe that's not the case. Someone said you're still alive. That's crazy. I do love that, like, people are surprised that I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm gonna be a lot more active soon. The main reason I haven't been active is, one, the scene sucks right now. Like, please, someone tell me who's making good videos. I'll watch him. I'll be inspired, and maybe I'll make more videos. But secondly, aside from that, I've had a lot of real life stuff to do, and I've been dealing with a lot of, like, you know, human engagements, right? So that will all get sorted out at a later date. The thing about what I was talking about though, with the whole like this is the nature of their politics. It's interesting that it manifested this way, like with this person. I wonder what name they'll give to this event. They have crazy ass names for assassination in Japan. One day I remember Shinjuku train car death. Is it? Oh my god. Still love you. That's what it to be. Oh my god. Yeah, thank you, Lokrim. But like this Shinjuku train car death incident. That was like I think I know what you're talking about, but that's just yeah. So Japan is not going to recover from this anytime soon. Their culture is going to be like. Their culture is gonna be like so weird now. Like anime is gonna get so interesting. Like no, like personally, fuck Shinzo Abe, high key.
Yeah.
Like personally, like if you guys want my like personal like emotional response to this, you expect me to feel sorry for that nigga? I don't. LOL. LOL. Wait, excuse me. I'm an otaku. Why would I like Shinzo Abe?
Yeah.
Why would I like the nigga that most anime has been like against for the past 20 years? Please. But hey, guys, I would like you guys to like all of you weeb types out there, all of you people who watch anime, especially the types of anime, especially the sci-fi types, right? Where they like really key into the ineptitude and like ineffectuality of like liberal democracy and the way that like their governmental structures are run. Yeah, they're talking about Abe. Cause who else has been in fucking power? Like, no, cause I want you lot to really think about that. For the past 20 years, Shinzo Abe has held power pretty stringently. Like we can look through the numbers. That man like was in office twice. He was in office twice. They had to, and every time he wasn't in office, it was on some Putin shit where he put like a dude who he could easily control in that fucking space. You know, like. And now the dude's dead because he was kind of in the middle of doing that again. He kind of handed off power so he could come back again later. Like, and TBH, shouts out to that. What's my man's name? Scum.
Who?
Homie, who ice guy?
Tetsuya Yamagami.
Yamagami-san.
Yes, sir.
Ganbatte kure. You can do it. You can survive in jail. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. I'm sure you will be. Oh my god, no. So
proud of that nigga for making a whole like homemade gun.
Homie. No, like for real. Homie went online and was it 3D printed or was it like?
That's what message. I want to see exactly how he did it.
Yeah, cause now if it's 3D, if they do 3D print, right? If they find out that homie 3D printed his gun, that technology is getting iced in Japan, because they don't play with like if there's a thing that did a thing, they're gonna get rid of it. They don't like if there's a thing that caused the thing, they're not gonna people are gonna look at. They're gonna forever look at 3D printing technology as a thing that killed their president. And you know what? And you know what I hope this does? I hope this emboldens Japanese radicals. Really, that's what I hope it does. I hope it makes the radicals in Japan feel like, okay, wait, hold up, you know, like wait, like I hope the Red Army gets back up to their business again. You know, like that's a Red Army that folks need to really put respect on. The Japanese Red Army, Scum. You ever read about them?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, man! If this dude was influenced by anime, it would have been another example of positive fandom. Yeah. That man is gonna make another gun in prison with toothpicks and toilet paper. Like, I thought you were gonna say Tetsuya Nomura. Oh, my guy was too disappointed in KH3 and effort. No, please. Oh, my man's built out of pipes, I believe. Yo, he built a pipe gun.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of it. It looks like just some pipes.
This nigga built a pipe gun. Oh my god! Wait, hold up. Send a picture, please. I want to put this on stream. Like, it's gonna be funny. Like, this is hilarious. This nigga built a pipe gun. Oh my god. Hey, hey.
What's that anime? What's that anime that goes bang, 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 bang?
Which one?
The guy that makes a gun finger and goes bang, bang.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I forget the name of that shit.
Fuck. I forgot the name too. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I think someone in the fucking chat will definitely know who you're talking about. Someone in the chat. Like
See if
what
we can get the
anime
name, 'cause that
where
shit's
a
funny.
dude like points his finger and says bang? Like I can't. That was a former.
And he actually kills niggas. Just saying,
Oh,
man.
someone said Inuyashiki. Inuyashiki. You're talking about
Inuyashiki,
Inuyashiki.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what they gonna do to stop that guy?
Jesus, please. Oh, by the way, don't forget to post this shit on Twitter, bro. Cause just letting you lot
Send me the
know,
link.
I'm not on Twitter anymore, and I'm not coming back. And I'm not coming back till the channel comes back. Right? I'm not coming back till my next video drops, because I have no interest in playing around with that site. But I need it so folks know I'm alive and know where I'm at. The anime is Medaka Box. Oh my god, Studio, Jesus Christ. Studio, oh my god, Studio, you can't even say that, Studio. You shouldn't say that, Studio. Oh my god, Studio, stop. Studio, not everything is Medaka Box, okay? Not everything is fucking Medaka Box. Hello, hope y'all doing well. I'm just looking through. I'm not wearing my glasses, so reading this is a bit. He literally did a "You fell off" plus pipe bomb. Yeah, I
You
like
fell
it.
off, pipe boy, hot bomb. Why be better? There she go.
Oh
Pipe
my
bomb.
gosh. Yo, this like high key, like he really did that. Like he did it on him. Like homie just did it on the world, bro. Like, and now wait, Japan is proving this. I'm gonna let the neo-otakuism speak, and if people who know what I mean by neo-otakuism is basically it's a philosophy that basically lets you believe that while there's fucked up things about Japan, they still do things better than everyone else. That's what neo-otakuism is. And you know what? I'm gonna just say it this way: they've even got better sickos than us, bro. Their sickos take out presidents. What do ours do? Just touch children. That's what it is, bro. If you lot are washed, America's washed. Name the last time a sicko touched one of you lot's presidents. Reagan. That was the last time. That was 20 years ago, bruv. No one's putting numbers on the board that Japan does.
I mean,
For real,
American Secret Service. I'm pretty sure American Secret Services are some fucking like.
Bro,
Yeah,
Japan.
but we should be able to
Secret
shoot a local nigga, like
Like-
a state politician.
Like,
Somebody should put down fucking-
exactly. No one.
They
People don't
go-
even touch.
They don't go
Bro,
to hot areas. They
The
never do-
Supreme Court has not been touched. No fucking Ajit Pai has not been touched. No fucking politician has been touched, bruv. You lot are so washed. America, hey, look, this is all in a video game. Not advocating for violence, but at the same time, America is pussy. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it that way. America is pussy.
The only
Especially-
people upset are the ones that don't do shit, right?
Wow, like for real, once again, Japan is proving again. Because even France has iced some of their politicians. Like, there's sickos in France that have fucked their politicians up. That's it. That like January 6th, yeah. Like, why is it that the fucking like I'm gonna echo Hassan with what I'm about to say. But like, why is it the racists in this country get to have all the fucking fun? Like, for real. Why is it that it's always the hogs? Always the like, yeah, I get it. All of them got arrested, but a lot of them got bailed out,
like-
bruv. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. But we're too
Jeez.
busy. We're too busy respecting our institutions to do some shit like that. We're bitch ass niggas.
Man,
We
bitch
go,
ass
how
niggas,
dare
pussy ass
they
niggas.
do that? How dare they do that to the White
Oh
House?
my
You're supposed to be a
God.
fucking leftist talking about how dare they scare politicians. What pussy ass
Pussy,
fucking mentality.
oh my god, like that's the thing. That's the really the only message I have for the American people is y'all pussy. Like, high key. Like, Japan has shown y'all don't like, yeah, Abe is not the current prime minister, but he's a prime minister that did a lot of damage. So, if to be honest, I definitely see where my man was coming from. Yeah, you're not prime minister anymore, but fuck you still. You know, like, because especially if he's doing the revolving door thing that, like, where he leaves and comes back in. If I'm a dude who does not want Shinzo Abe back in power again, and I don't want anybody, I'd want his power over Japan to dissipate. I understand. I'm not saying I condone the action. Not saying that. Look, YouTube, don't get rid of me. I'm not advocating for violence. But all I'm saying is, like, where's that energy in the red, white, and blue, huh? Like, when it's time to go and dump tea inside river, you can do it. When it's time to go and complain about tax, you can do it. But for you to go and stand for your own rights, for you to go and march, why are you guys rioting? Why you guys? All of you are you're useless. You're a useless country, Joe. You're a very useless country. Very useless people. Very foolish, useless, and lazy people. Lazy, lame, duck people. None of you know, and all of you are just touts. You can't do anything. All you people know is go on Twitter and complain about girl. Go on Twitter and be misogynistic, or go on Twitter and be misandrist. That's all you know how to do. None of you know how to do anything sensible. Just go on Twitter and complain about Kinikon. Just rubbish. Foolish people. America, that's why your country is going to... That's why they took away abortion. That's why they were able to take away your abortion, Joe. Because people don't know how to do anything. You're just there, just sleeping. Just sleeping and complaining about tax. Sleeping and complaining about why couldn't Bernie win? Shut up there, Joe. If you had any sense, you'd have gone outside and gone and masked. I'm so sick, bro. I'm actually kind of tired of leftism in this country. Like, I'm kind of tired of everybody in this country, bro. It's really fucking stupid. It's really fucking stupid. Like, the fact that, like, everybody's just, like, the amount of stuff folks are accepting now. You know,
right?
The amount, the level to which folks are just, and it's like the moment you say something, oh, don't be pessimistic. Oh, we've still got chances. Oh, a better world is possible. Can you better world, Joe? What better world is possible? What is possible? Nothing is possible. This is an impossible situation, Joe. You put yourself in an impossible like that. We've all just like dropped ourselves in the worst fucking like. The
reality of the situation is
but
that,
can I just make one more point? Can I make one more point?
Go ahead.
The blue guys have won. Wait, right? Like, the blue guys are in power, right? The people they tell us to vote for, the people they tell us to, like, keep, like, advocating for, right? The people, that party is in charge. And obviously that party is not, like, and the thing is, I'm not about to be the guy who's like, oh, why isn't the Democratic Party not working for the working people? We all know why. This is people. I know we like to act like because the Republic, like the Democratic Republican switch, blah blah blah. This party used to be for slavery, now it's not, and now they fight for black people. And this party used to be for black people, but it's not. Now they fight for slavery. Well, it's like no. If you actually do a real, like, an actual analysis of American history, that's not at all what the case is. Slavery literally was as normal in America as air inside a nostril, right? The only difference is the idea was, do we keep it being a thing we only make the Negroes do, or do we like increase it to every poor person and just give them a small wage? See, the way the Northerners do it was the latter, and the way the Southerners do it, like, they preferred the former. Sad part is, and thing is, all the mental justification and all the crazy, cuckoo, wild, like, religious fucking stupidity that they use to, like, get people to be on board with the slavery stuff, that stuff stopped working. And so after that, they just kind of, like, gave up on that being a project and instead focused on the economic aspect of it, which meant keeping people who aren't white privileged landowners down in this country. And that includes you, fair listener, even if you're white, because you don't own any fucking land, you're not privileged, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be listening to a nigga on YouTube chat to you about how fucking stupid American politics is. Now, you'd be listening to fucking Hassan do it or something, I don't know. Anyway, all I'm saying is, like, the Democratic Party is acting exactly how it is designed to act. It is not designed. It was designed to keep people with no wealth down before, and it still is. The Republican Party was designed to keep people with no wealth down before, and it still is. That's always been the situation. That's always been the primary setup of this whole fucking, like, this whole fucking system. The only difference is, like, it's kind of like, have y'all played, like, Sim City, where, like, you want a cheat code, right, to get more stuff than everyone else is getting, so you don't have to, like, so kind of like the base principle is the less you put in, the more you get out, right? So if you're not paying anybody to do work for you, you're gonna get more wealth than everyone else who has to pay their annoying little citizens, right? So how do you do that? Oh, I know. Come up with a specific class of or kind of people who are okay to make work for nothing. How do you do that? Oh, I know. There's a whole continent full of people who our ancestors fucking hated because they used to come and rape and pillage against us. So maybe we should just like make some deals with their, tribal chiefs and sell a couple of them and make a killing. Little did they know, it turned out we were really good at working for them, and they were also really good at fucking our brains up into making us like essentially servile creatures for their profit. And that system. Again, and I know I'm deviating from the fun little podcast that we started, and I know I often do this, but again, this is we can't ignore, we can't live anymore in this country without addressing what I'm discussing. We can't move forward in this country without addressing what we're discussing right now. We're waiting for Black Panther 2 to come out first. Please fuck off. So the key is that they needed a boost, right? They needed a cheat code. The cheat code was black people. The cheat code was a bunch of slaves that they could get for cheap to work for free so that they could build their country that they just won from the British. That was literally it. That was literally the only thing. And you want to know how you and it's crazy. Eli Whitney, right? If I could find the descendants of Eli Whitney and strangle them in their sleep, no violence. I'm talking about in a video game. It's a video game I'm talking about that you can play online on YouTube. But if I could strangle them in their fucking sleep, I would. Because, like, that man single-handedly ruined black people in America and kind of set them back worse than any other black population in the Americas. Because without the cotton gin, you would have probably had a Haitian revolution or, like, an earlier end to slavery. You'd have had a situation where there was like a Haitian revolution or more so like a Jamaican like maroon situation where like instead of just one Geechee Gullah tribe on the coast of North Carolina, y'all would have had them like pop up in every mountainous region of America. Like black escaped slaves would just escape to every fucking mountainous. Like it would have been more like Jamaica instead. But like the way that cotton gin set it up made it so that like slave life became easier slightly, you know? So like it became less like when you're not being paid and your life is still servitude, but you're not dying the way you used to, you don't like, again, people aren't gonna fight to change that. There's a lot of when history no LOL, but like there's a lot of like bullshit around why didn't black people fight against slavery. Oh, there's people in the call with me. I don't know if folks can hear them because like they're supposed to be in here. Can y'all talk?
Yeah.
Like I feel like folks can hear y'all. So like it became easier like Uncle Ruckus described. I mean, yeah, slavery did become slightly easier. Niggas still got whipped. Niggas still got ripped away from their mamas. People still got raped. But the actual day-to-day field work, there was a machine that made stuff a little bit easier now. Thanks, Eli Whitney, fucking prick. So like, I know, you'd wonder where does that factor into anything? Well, the main thing it factors into is that there are currently open-air slave markets in Libya. The same Libya that, like, the Democratic Party's precious Hillary Clinton was, castigated for, bungling. And also the same Libya that America repeatedly tried to tell the entire world was ran by a despotic dictator, right? Does anybody remember Gaddafi?
Of course.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be educating a lot of people here because a lot of like of the 27 people here and of like the few hundred that are gonna watch this after, a lot of you are American. So unfortunately, the only perspective you've had on international relations and on places like Libya is the American idea of what things are. Gaddafi was an interesting guy. He's the closest thing to a North African Fidel Castro that there was. Insofar as he was this dude from the mountains who was not necessarily that wealthy and kind of ended up being able to like wrestle control away from, at the time it was a despotic, like, was it like, fundamentalist Islamic sect that was controlling Libya at the time? Regardless, Gaddafi preached an Africa that was united, all the good stuff. He preached mostly for economic independence for African countries. Is it true that he blew up the plane? No, not necessarily. Is that two mad guys still on our side during the race war? I don't even know what we're talking about. They did fight against slavery. There was a slave revolt almost every 2 months. No, Stephen Wings. I know there was a slave revolt almost every 2 months. I know that. I'm aware of the Underground Railroad, the Underground Railroad, etc., all that stuff. The difference in the way slavery was fought in America and the way it was fought in, say, like Jamaica, Jamaicans were able to like break down, because of the nature of the way the island functioned. It was easier for slaves to escape to the mountains and not be bothered by, like, you know, colonists. What they would do was, whenever they wanted to cause trouble for the colonists, they'd come down from the mountains, break a bunch of shit, raise hell, free a bunch of people, and take them up to the mountains with them and train them up so that they could come down with them for the next round of like doing the same thing. That's how Jamaica got like a lot of their people freed. And the reason why they were able to coordinate in such a way was because a lot of them spoke the same language and were able to like communicate with each other, you know, very effectively. In America, that wasn't the case. Some fucking weirdo realized that they could just like raise a bunch of children from birth to be very poorly educated and like not have that much of a sense of self, and that really worked in the white man's favor. I see. Excuse me, in my narrow American brain. No, it's like I understand. It's just like it functions slightly differently in other parts of the world. Like even in Nigeria, the way like we dealt with white people is different from how Jamaicans didn't let them motherfuckers rest. Like the reason why England gave Jamaica their independence on a silver platter is because it was a losing business venture by that point. Like, it was honestly just a very, very, like, dodgy business venture by that point. Like, those people were giving them so much stress. Just look up Jamaican slave revolts. It's essentially 200 years of just the Jamaicans whipping their asses. And then going
basically
back
the same as like France and Haiti as well, except that France put a mountain of debt onto Haiti after that shit that pretty much ensured Haiti's economic ruin from that point on.
No, the difference. So no, there's actually a bit. What Haiti did was a bit more like boss, in my opinion, because the difference is Jamaicans weren't interested in building. Well, they were interested in like having communities. They were interested in like building like small like conclaves, like the Maroons, right? The Maroon conclaves. And the Maroons' basic idea, they were like, their idea was to fucking kill slave owners. That's the only thing they were interested in doing. The Haitians though, you can look this fucking shit up because I love saying this shit. All black people, hey, black dudes, black nerdy dudes. There's some shit that will get any like soul sister black girl like really like into you automatically. Nowhere in the history of mankind has a slave population killed the masters of the population and become the main population themselves. No, other than Haiti. That's never happened before or after. Nowhere has a slave population overthrown the government of that population and become the government. That has never happened before or after Haiti. People are like, what about the ancient Greeks? Nope. What about ancient Africa? Nope. No recorded time in history has that happened except the Haitian Revolution.
What about Muhammad?
Like, huh?
What about Muhammad?
Muhammad wasn't a slave.
Well, he recruited slaves for his army, and then
that wasn't a slave population. They were like that wasn't a slave population. Those were like Muhammad was an employee of Medina. He was still and even when they didn't take over the power, they just became a different kind of slave owner. They didn't like change the nature of like power in Islam. They just like became a more religious version of the power in Islam. What I'm talking about is they like this. I think all black people should have free college as long as they pass any standardized test. I mean, shit, man. All I hate.
There's a lot more we should have than that.
Huh?
So there's a lot more we should have than that.
That like
But
I feel like the life of a black person in America should be it should be obvious that it's easier to be a black person in America than white people for it before and it should be that way for a long time before we can even talk about reparations being paid.
for sure.
Does that make sense?
We should have we shouldn't even be having this conversation. Fucking Reconstruction should have went so much differently than it
Oh,
did.
but
But the problem is that like the relationship that Democrats and Republicans have now, which is like, we disagree, but we're brothers at the end of the day. We're all cool. We're playing like a little friendly game. This isn't life or death. That's the relationship they had back then too. So they didn't do what they should have done, which was like hang every fucking slave owner by their neck, kill every general, and reappropriate the slave owners' land to black folks. That's what they should have done immediately, but instead it was just like we got like 2 or 3 black senators,
any of
and
y'all
that was pretty much the end of it.
and any of y'all that watch, any of you guys who will listen to me most likely also, like, especially if you guys have been listening to me this long and like have like watched me go through my whole leftist talk, like if y'all probably already also listened to Chapo Trap House, so you should check out something that Matt Chrisman from Chapo Trap House did on the side. It's called Hell of Presidents, right? Like, Hall of Presidents, no, Hell of Presidents, right? It's basically a podcast where the dude and like Chris Wade run through every American president and the historical context behind them, and like the real historical context behind them beyond what we were taught in school. And like, I think no piece of independent historical podcasting or like independent historical like research has made me accept the coming destruction of America more than that, TBH, because it let me know that like every time this country had a choice not to be monstrous, it chose against it. Every time this country has been presented with the option, what if we were not animals? They always go the opposite direction every single time. And it's not a few bad apple situation. It's a matter of this country was and is operated under the same auspices as the Third Reich was. And whenever I say that, whenever I like say that out loud, folks are like, man, you need to stop fucking being such a you need to stop thinking everybody a Nazi, bro. I don't care about Nazis. Read what they wrote.
There's a great video by this dude, one of the best lefty YouTubers, Bad Empanada, called Manifest Destiny to Lebensraum, which basically explains how that the Nazis were directly inspired by Manifest Destiny and their ethos. And in doing the Holocaust, they were basically doing the exact same thing that the Americans do. Obviously, the concentration camps were a result of the material conditions of Europe at the time, but they were doing the exact same thing. They were trying to colonize and push to the West and get all the so-called savages, the Eastern Europeans and all that, out the way. So it's the exact same thing.
Like no, quite literally. The thing about it is that like I don't believe I want this to be, and maybe it's good to say this because this is going to be the first of many times folks are going to hear us like talk on like a podcast together, and I want my politics to be very clear off the fucking rip, because I want this to be the thing people like remember when they start, because like I'm going to keep this up and I want folks to see this. I do not believe in America. I don't believe in the American experiment. Whatever experiment there was, not only has it failed, it has become almost antithetical to human life. Whatever this country exists for is not it. If you have the interests of the continuation of free humanity on God's green earth, if you look into the eyes of a little black baby and are happy, like, and want that child to survive and be happy, you cannot believe in America. You cannot. If you look at a meadow, at a nice mountain range, and just like are like, wow, I love planet Earth, you can't believe in fucking America. It is anti all of it. It is anti everything you love. Because this country does not exist for your benefit. It exists for the benefit of a few rich landowners. It
Yeah.
exists for the benefit of a few rich landowners, and those rich landowners, they don't care about anything. They don't love anything. They don't know what love is. They are incapable of it. And you want to know how I know this? Look at the movies that get popular. Look at the themes in the movies that get popular. Like, oh, I'm such a bad person, but am I still good? Oh, I've done all these horrible things, but there's still good deep inside of me. Oh, I can't interact with other people or relate to people. Like, guys, really dial into where a lot of your own chuny comes from. And tell me it's not like, tell me you haven't internalized the mindset of some of these fucking demons in yourself somehow. Trust me, it's perfectly fine. It happened to me too. You just have to do the shadow work to move beyond it. Like, the fact of the matter is, whatever this country exists for, I don't want to exist for it. And I don't want it to exist for it. And I think the only way we can move forward, the only politician I will take seriously at this point is someone who is truly committed to ending the American empire. That's the only person I can respect. Anything on some, we need to make things better, we need to reform, we need to change. Fuck change. We need destruction. And I don't mean destruction of people, I mean destruction of systems and institutions, because the way things exist right now, they don't work for anybody. They don't work for anybody except the people who defend them.
Right.
So anybody especially anybody on YouTube, mind you, especially anybody in the independent media sphere. I expect CNN to tell me that, like, we need to tell Joe Biden to, like, we need to, like, chill on Joe Biden. I expect Fox News to tell me that, like, lefties are crazy and out of touch. I expect all of that stuff from TV. But if you're on YouTube and you're peddling that same thing, brother, nah.
Calling yourself a leftist.
You're an
And
op.
yet,
You're
yeah.
fucking up. That's
That
what
kind
you
of
are.
goes
You're a
back.
fu-
That goes back into what we were originally talking about, which is the state of the American left. The problem is, and the reason why, as you were saying before, if there's nothing happening here like Americans and citizens killing politicians or anything like that, is because, frankly, as much as the American left complains about shit, really we're comfortable as shit. We're very comfortable here, and we don't really care if anything changes fundamentally, which is why so many so-called leftists in today's internet space and in general are really just liberals with a nice little radical aesthetic. But really, we don't care to do anything. We're fundamentally okay with all the institutions that are here. Let's maybe some free healthcare, whatever the fuck, but we don't really give a fuck about actually changing the status quo in any reason, in any real way.
In my liberal days, y'all could have legalized weed and got me out of politics. LOL.
Oh, for sure.
Y'all, like, back when I was just back before I was like a left, y'all legitimately could have just legalized weed and I would have stopped caring about politics. Honestly, I swear to God, I would have stopped. I wouldn't have cared about no niggas in jail. I wouldn't have given a fuck about no motherfucking, like, mandatory minimums. I wouldn't have cared about no fucking, like, I don't care about none of that shit. I don't care about fucking minimum wage. Fuck all that shit. I just want my legal weed. But, like, now that I've actually, like, learned what the fuck is going, like, now that I've learned why weed isn't legal and the historical basis behind it and the fact that, like, there's a lot of other stuff tied into it, that stuff has made me mad. And I don't mean mad angry. I mean mad crazy. I mean crazy enough to want to do something about it, right? And if it doesn't make you that way too, then please, it's fine. You can also be a face of the empire. And at this point, I'm at the point where really that is the choice to make, because there is no I ain't on my Alex Jones shit, and I really hope I don't sound like I'm on my Alex Jones shit when I say this, but the version of America you're currently in, like the version that's existed since 2016, because there was a version before, like, folks who are a bit, like, folks who weren't outside before 2016 probably don't remember, but there was a version of America that existed before 2016, right? That America's gone. Like that. It was kind of chill, but it's gone. Like, Scum, you know what I'm talking about. Like that.
Yeah.
That place is completely gone. But, like, the version that we're in now, like the version that's like the slightly less normal version of that, like the version we're in now, is also coming to an end soon. Trust me. It's coming to an end very soon. And we're going to enter an even, like, y'all keep talking about, when can we go back to normal? Bitch. Oh my God. My only advice to everybody who's serious, is please get a passport, get somewhere else. Especially if you're black, especially if you're queer, especially if you just don't have a mindset that like, especially don't have a mindset that gels with the overall, not the people here, because the people aren't the problem, but the overarching power here. And people are asking, and go where? If you're from somewhere, go home. I know that sounds crazy. But if you're from somewhere, just save some money, go home. If you're not from somewhere, go to Canada. Fucking Canada, bro. Canada, like, it won't, like, when shit pops off here, it won't last long over there. But when it pops off here, at least from there, you can pack up and move somewhere else from there too. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is see the writing on the wall and make sure you're not where the thing pops off. And I know I need to follow my own advice, because shit, man, I'm in one of the actual hotspots of where shit is going to go to shit if it does. Like, Scum, you do know if, like, any kind of civil war type situation pops off, we are in one of the worst places to be, right?
It's going to be very crazy here. There's too many conflicting cultures.
Exactly.
Too much going on here.
Like, I'm not even talking on some, like, there's so many racists around. No, I'm afraid because it's just gonna be like a war zone in the streets. Niggas gonna be shooting at each other. Like, it's like, yeah. So, and I know I sound like crazy, you know, talking about this stuff now, but bro, we don't live in a normal country anymore. May I remind you, the Japanese president was just fucking shot 3 days, like yesterday or 2 days ago. Like, I'm not a leftist. I'm a libertarian. I think that things should change so drastically it will be unrecognizable. Libertarian? Are you a libertarian leftist? Because libertarian is not a political ideology. It's actually a descriptor. Libertarian is more a descriptor of a political. You can be a libertarian centrist. You can be a libertarian conservative. You can be a libertarian leftist. So I'm a libertarian leftist. I believe that like everybody should have as many rights as possible, maximize freedoms, minimize suffering, you know, all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff. I personally don't believe we should pay taxes on the internet, right? You know, like I don't believe in that kind of bullshit. But I also don't believe we should make children work in the fields. You know, does that make me less of a libertarian? Like, I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay to buy a 12-year-old. Like, yeah, shit can go. I remember Katrina. Shit can go sideways so fast. Yeah, no, like, my thing is, in a crisis, and all it's gonna take is a couple crises to get this country going somewhere, bro. And it's coming quick, especially since now we're starting to touch like gas prices running into problems, right? And if it's not the gas prices, we're looking at the very high possibility of a conservative winning the next election, which is most likely going. I
think it's going to be a sweep. It's going to be a Republican sweep. This election.
Like almost indubitably at this point.
Yeah.
The only conceivable way a Republican does not win the election is one of three things happens. One, Joe Biden declares martial law and like tries all of the Republican Party and has them executed, and we are in a fucking fucking liberal austerity dictatorship for the rest of our lives. Or here's the other thing that can happen: the Democrats wise up. They get their heads out of their ass. They're like, fine. We need to let go of the oil donor money. We need to let go of the old evil donor money. Get some new donor money, and like actually fight for some stuff that like
there's still time. Like there's still time to cut student debt. There's still time to do something.
Yeah, right. Like you know, like we can get the TikTok kids on our side if we do this. Like, you know, something like that, right? Like there's still that they can do. Or here's the only other way: third party. That's the only way a Republican doesn't win. Those are the only three ways. Those are the only three ways a Republican does not win. One, like dictatorship by Joe Biden, which TBH is the most likely likely option. Like, that's the most likely option. Number two, the Democrats get wise and decide to run someone else. Number three, third party. And we all know that that's not going to happen. Not because no one wants it, and not because it wouldn't like happen. Not that it couldn't. Not that we're not probably going to see the meme of a third party actually catch some heat soon, right? Because that is a thing that could easily happen, and that's that's an energy that can easily be capitalized on right now. The only problem is there's kind of like a third party ecosystem in America, if that makes sense. It's like it's not necessarily that like there aren't third parties, it's that like there's 100 third parties.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's like a whole bunch of different third parties that want to be the third party. And I think for an actual third party to win, not only do they need to coalesce the politics of all those people, right? They need to not think of themselves in terms of the fact that they are the third party. They need to think of themselves
Right.
as the future of American politics.
Yeah, there's so much to tap into because I feel like every year, right? Like the person who wins, the person who gets the most votes in every major election is no one because most people don't fucking vote. So the majority of people don't vote. So if you could tap into that, those people who are just so tired of the fucking electoral system that they just don't give a shit, you could get some real shit done. It's just a matter of actually like you can't. Who gives a fuck about siphoning shit from the Liberal Party or the Democratic Party? The best thing you can do is touch the politically inactive, and I believe there's a way to do it. It's just most people feel like they're not being actually talked to by these main two parties.
I mean, yeah. And it's hard to feel like you're being talked to by the main two parties, especially when you're in a position where the main two parties literally are always like consistently and never stop shitting on you. That like one party is in power, it's shitting on you. The other party is in power, it's shitting on you. The other party, like literally, like you, if you can remember being broke under two presidents with two different tie colors, then politics doesn't matter to you.
Right. Exactly.
You know. If you can remember being broke under two different presidents with two different tie colors, then it doesn't matter to you at all. The whole thing is fucking bunk. That's the reason why the moment you see some fucking crazy person saying get rid of the fucking Mexicans, you're gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, man, I don't hate Mexicans, but fuck it, man. That guy, he wants to do something. Like I'm not saying people who love Trump aren't like racist. A lot of them are, but I'm also not saying that all of them are, because a lot of them weren't. Like especially, it's a lot like Gamergate, right? Now, if someone's a Trumper, don't, you know, it's a bit long for them, right? But that first time, that first election, especially if you weren't privy to a lot of the worst elements of what was being covered about Donald Trump, there's a lot of people who I know and respect who got wound up by the meme. They really thought it was just a meme. They really thought, oh, Trump's not really like, you know, gonna. So they kind of like, oh, my vote doesn't matter anyway. I'm in a blue state, etc. You know, it's like that kind of thing. And you know, a lot of those people ended up getting like, you know, raked over the fucking coals by history. And I don't think that's fair either. Really, if we're being honest, I don't think that's fair at all, because like you're looking at Donald Trump like he's some kind of like anomaly or like some kind of like piece of America that was latent and woke up and like is now just evil, just ripping everything to shreds. But like maybe there's like a third thing, right? Maybe there's like a thing that beyond all of the ways he's been like described, and there's hella people saying Trump wouldn't win. Yeah, maybe niggas are what he want. Like maybe there's a third way to look at this. Maybe it's not that Trump was just like an idiot who got lucky, and maybe it also wasn't that he was like a Machiavellian schemer who was able to like drug America into the presidency. Maybe it wasn't either of those things. Maybe it was simply that like American politics as a game, because we have to look at it as everything, because things have to be analyzed as they are, right? American politics isn't just politics. It's a spectacle. It's a game. It's a video game in some cases.
Right.
It's a video game in the sense that, like, you know, Twitter, etc. Like there's so many different dynamics. So like as a game, as an institution, even as a spectacle, even as a media spectacle, it was fucking dead, bruv.
Right.
Around the time of Trump, American politics, as all of those things, was dead.
Right.
There weren't nothing there. It was so fucking dry. And I mean that. And I mean that in the sense that, like, after like Romney got beat by Obama, and Obama like had 4 more years of doing practically nothing that could be conceivable to the average American. I'm sure he did some EPA stuff, and like I'm sure there's a lot of like random government agencies that really love the fact that he won that second election because he was able to fund them. I'm sure Obama did a bunch of very serious-minded, high-minded political things in his office, but he didn't make anybody's wages go up, and he bailed out the banks and fucked over a lot of people's college lives, you know, because folks literally had to like default on everything during the '08 crash, and he didn't offer shit to those people, but he offered a lot to the people who caused the problem in the first place. So imagine coming out of that, right? Imagine coming out of a president who did all that fucking shit and expecting anything. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, and people don't see it happening right now. That's why whenever people are like, oh, you're attacking Joe Biden, you're making it easy for Republicans to attack Joe Biden. Bro, do you not know what happened the last time you attacked anybody for even slightly critiquing the Democratic president? Do you remember what happened? Like, that's what I mean by like, because I remember I told my dad this. I told my dad exactly how the next, like the volleyball ping pong effect of American politics was going to go for the next few election cycles. Because he was really gung-ho about like, you know, Joe Biden. He was gung-ho about Hillary Clinton winning. I told him like, she's not the best option. Bernie Sanders was. And he was like, no. Okay, she lost. And then when it was Bernie's time to actually win again, he was really gung-ho on Joe Biden. This nigga, yo, scum. My dad used to send me like videos, right? Because my dad's also like big into politics. Like that's the reason why I know so much. It's like my dad just, you know, me and him just talk about this kind of shit. But like, he would send me videos of Joe Biden giving like talks in the 90s about like how South Africa needs to end apartheid, and it's like, okay, Dad, okay, Dad. I like, okay, Dad, okay, Dad. I get it, right? I get it, but like, that's like I don't even know how to describe that. That's like finding somebody who was like waving an American flag after 9/11, bro. Like, come on, Jesus, come on. You don't expect me to, come on. You don't expect me, like, it was literal fucking apartheid. If you were an American president in the Democratic Party and you weren't slamming against apartheid, were you serious? Were you a serious politician? That's kind of how I feel about it. So like, I don't even, and the thing is, what I said to Dad actually, in those same fucking Democratic like Congress meetings when he would rail against apartheid, that nigga would then sign on to some fucking crime bill shit. So so what the fuck? Why should I fucking care what you think about South Africa? Fuck off. What are black people doing in your country? So say South Africa need to end the part was like such a such a low bar. Like, yeah, like, oh my god. At the end of the day, what most voting Americans really care about is the economy, and it looks pretty rough right now. Again,
I'm about to head out. Actually,
you heading out, scum? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Alex. Alex, you need to talk. You need to be more engaged. I know you probably like chilling, but like Scum's now gone, so I need, like, you're the only one here now. But the equation though, it goes thusly. Like, oh wait, never mind. Alex also dipped, so I'm gonna hold the fort for a little bit before I end up ending it. But the equation, like, since we're still here, it goes thusly: political instability plus economic instability equals the rise of extremism. I learned that from a history teacher a very long time ago, and I thought it was kind of some, like, you know, a like fucking duh type shit. But like, you don't really like. Let me tell you something, fair listener. You don't deep those words and think about them until you're laying in bed at night and thinking about how, like, the country you live in, like, you went to Target you went to Target earlier in the day and you couldn't fucking find any food in the actual fucking grocery aisles. And you're laying in bed thinking, wow, yeah, people like, and I'm gonna be real. Full disclosure, I'm not struggling as a human being. Like, my life is not hard. Like, in the sense that, like, I still have to deal with a lot of the same stuff that a person who doesn't own the means of production has to do. LOL. You know, I'm not like Mr. Moneybags out here, but I'm not like, you know, wondering where my next meal is coming from, right? So, but at the same time, I can't find food at Target, right? It's tough. and I go to Publix and now I'm spending even more than I expected to spend on food that day. Bro, it's little things like that, and I can only imagine what a person who's not in my economic situation has to deal with. So like now you're like now it's like, wow, economic instability, jeez. So then we now think maybe the politics is stable. Oh fucking no, fair traveler, because now we've got shit like January 6th. We've got shit like the Proud Boys. We've got shit like racists all up and down this country arming themselves. You know? We've got all of that shit happening. So, it really, here's my thing. I'm not a person who gives advice often, especially not advice over the internet. Causing chaos. We'll drop the mixtape. Fuck off, my nigga. I don't, look, okay, look, I will, look, please, we're not doing that right now. We're talking about something serious. But, the thing is, America's not going to look like the America you grew up in within the next 2 decades. My timing may be off. It might be a decade plus. It might be a decade less. But I'm giving it 2 decades, give or take. This country will not look like the country we grew up in. And we've got options. The good thing is we've all got options. We can learn Chinese, move to China. We can all go back to where our families are from. You know, we can bite that bullet. It's a lot of emotional trauma, but I would honestly rather be in Nigeria right now. The new story of America about to happen. Yeah, new story. Oh my god. But like we can also, but you know what you also can do? You know what you also can do? And this is not what I'm not gonna do this, because like until I get my citizenship documents in the mail soon, I'm not an American. But like, you fight for y'all's country, bro. Like, I don't want to sound crazy when I say this, but like, there's not enough people on the left talking like I'm about to talk right now. People need to learn to defend themselves. People need to learn to defend their communities. The reason why like it's weird and fucking creepy when white people talk like this is because the system is designed for them. So when they start talking about defending their communities and defending their people, they're talking about an enemy to them that doesn't really exist. Especially when they are being antagonistic and like, you know, fucking like really just disgusting and like evil to everyone else in this country. But like you, the non-white, right? Oh my god, Jesus. All right. So you, the non-white, right? You, the person who's got like people across the world who hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I'll be right with you. Sorry, got a text I had to answer at that moment. So, like you, the non-white person in this country, the Asian, brown person, fucking black person, I personally don't believe you should have a stake in this land. Emotionally, I don't think this land deserves that from you. Emotionally, I don't think America deserves your fealty. But if you must, if it is something you truly believe should still exist, if it is a home that you believe in protecting, then fucking fight for it, because there are people who want to take it from you. There are people who believe it is not your home. There are people who believe you do not deserve to be here. And there are people who will stop at nothing to make sure that happens. So me and a lot of other people, we're dipping. We're going to be out. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be so fucking far away from this country when the shit pops off, bro. I'm not going to be worried. But if you are a person who believes in this, who believes in any America, maybe there's like a fucking fantasy land America in the back of your mind that you've always wanted to see happen. If you believe in that, then now is really a time to get ready to fight for it. Because because the only alternative is for it to get even worse. Like, Am I relocating for real? You're damn fucking right I'm relocating. I'm not staying here. I own property here and I can't fucking stay here, bro. I can't in good conscience I can't stay here. Like, as in, like, I legitimately have a place I don't have to pay rent on, and even that isn't enough to like make me want to stay. Like, even that isn't enough to make me want to stay. Like, cause at the end of the day, should anything happen in this country, I'm in one of the cities that's gonna get hurt the worst by it. So, and like, don't get caught by, especially women in the audience, the few of you that are there, like, don't get caught by this country trying to lock the borders down, bro, because they're going to do that to people soon. I've already heard enough women talking about, I'm moving to England or I'm moving to, like, Canada to go do what I want to do. Moving home is too painful for me. Bro, how do you think I feel? LOL, Marcus. Like, how do you think I feel? Like, I literally can't talk on the internet about the reasons why moving home is painful for me. LOL. That's exactly. So, do you think they allow brown people in the Netherlands? I don't know. Shit, bro, you're gonna have to try. you gonna have to try. You gonna have to try that, brother. You gonna have to see what's popping. Cause all I know is the way it's looking right now, the way it's looking to me, big bro, is that we are caught in a position that, like, we're caught in a position that nobody wants to be in. Where we are like, you lot are Weimar Germany in the last 5 minutes before Hitler got there. That's what I'm honestly like. That's really where my mindset is now. Like, cause really when you're in school, so what country is the move for you? I can't tell you, because if I tell you, right, karma will ruin that country. Like, the universe will, like, have it in my mind that, like, okay, this is where he's going, so I'm gonna make this place bad too, or like, and really, I don't even know, right? Like, let Japan change like 2 laws, I'll go there. Honestly, in fact, I don't even need Japan to change their laws. I might just go there. People always like get on my case, like, oh, Jimmy, you'd hate Japan, like they're so against weed over there. Do you think I don't, number one, I don't need to smoke, and number two, niggas can still smoke in Japan. Like, I know people who smoke weed in Japan, like, and they're perfectly okay. And like, the cops don't give them a hard time because, you know, like bro, the only reason weed is illegal in Japan is because of America. And if America is starting to make it legal, people are gonna start being less annoying about it across the world. So England will get fucked too, given what's going on. Japan just needs to change the weed laws. Yeah, TBH, if things get worse in the West, which they will, I'll either move to the Netherlands, Ghana, or even Japan. Like, what the hell, you're alive? Yeah, Elijah, I'm alive. You snitching on Gaunt? No, I'm not snitching on Gaunt. Gaunt does not smoke weed. Gaunt doesn't. Hey, look. As far as I'm concerned, Giguk does not do any drugs. I don't know, and I've never seen the man do any. I've literally never even seen him drink alcohol, bro. Actually, no, I've seen him drink alcohol once at MomoCon, but like, never seen the dude do any drugs. Right? Homie's a monk, bro. He doesn't do that kind of shit. Also, like, oh yeah, I don't think I've ever said this publicly. I've messaged him, I guess, but like, since this is gonna go up and stay up, congrats to Gaunt and Sydney. They got married. I want to wish them good regards, and I hope they have a wonderful, happy life together. Like, two good friends of mine, like, who met each other through, you know, this whole weird world of YouTube and anime, and now they're, like, you know, spending the rest of their lives together. It's beautiful. I think it's a wonderful thing. But back on topic though, like what's it called? Back on topic. Was it English? Yeah, like, have you talked about what happened in Japan? Yeah, earlier we talked about what happened with Shinzo Abe, and I gave a quick cursory history of Abe's family and Abe's family ties. Shinzo Abe, basically, like, I'm going to say it one more. I'm going to say it one more time. He seems to drink a lot with Connor and Joy on Trash Days. Look, I can y'all not like let somebody lie for their friends online? Jesus fucking Christ. LOL. Anyway. What I've talked about, what I talked about earlier, is that like the organized crime and Japanese politics have been enmeshed since the post-war era. I think it's no secret. In fact, it's kind of an open secret at this point that like you can't really do nothing in Japan without the Yakuza say so, and conversely that you can't really get out. You can't really like get any murder convicted in Japan or get any murderer convicted in Japan because most of them have Yakuza ties. And fun fact, a lot of that Japan has one of the lowest murder rates in the world situations is really because of how corrupt policing is and how corrupt like the way, and like it's really interesting. It's really interesting. Judgment goes into this a bit. The way sentencing works in Japan is that like most murderers don't get convicted because the courts get fucked with. Like people get asked not to testify. Someone gets asked to do such and such. They don't number one, they don't report all the numbers. Number two, they do a lot of fucking like jury tampering and court tampering. Like Japan's like it's really like fucky and sketch when it comes to like getting people to do what you want in terms of extra legal judiciary things. Death Note is political as fuck. Death Note really shows a lot of that, like a lot of those examples in it. And if you even more so, if you go and read this manga called Akumetsu, which I've been hyping up for a while, I believe Akumetsu is one of the. It is a. I know I sound, I believe it's a seminal work of Japanese agitprop. I think, insofar as Japan has made agitative propaganda, I think Akumetsu, Akumetsu, Akumetsu is one of the best manga ever created for that purpose. It's like sucks that shit got cancelled. Look, man, all the greats die young. Only the good die young, really, if we want to be real about it. Let me actually see how many volumes it got, because I'm pretty sure it got over 100 chapters, so it probably did all right. It got 18 volumes. So 18 volumes is pretty respectable. Illustrated by Yuki Yugo. Man, this shit was in Weekly Shonen Champion. What's running in Shonen Champion now? Oh, Runaway Horses is a 1969. I think people need to like really look into Yukio Mishima and reevaluate some of the stuff he was saying, because not all of it was fascist. And I don't mean the obviously fucking fascist stuff. So before anyone tries to like get in my ass and be like, "Oh my god, what are you saying?" No, I'm not talking about the like his stuff on women or his stuff on like his racist shit. I'm talking about like his economic policies for the most part. And the way he wanted to dismantle most Japanese business hierarchies, especially because he saw that they were rotten to the core because of like hide every war crime even more. Look, man, she seems like no law system is perfect. I mean, no, of course no law system is perfect. A portion of Git's standalone complex are also good commentary. Oh, absolutely. Like Ghost in the Shell, like again, okay, so like I said earlier, none of you can tell me that like them icing Shinzo Abe is like something I should be sad about, because especially if you lot are into fucking anime, you lot have been consuming propaganda dedicated to slamming that man for 20 years. All right, you lot have been consuming propaganda dedicated to like telling you how horrible his governmental policies are for like 2 decades now. So please. Anyway, my co-hosts both had other stuff to do. We'll be back to pick this up in due time. That was a good hour and 20 minutes of podcasting. Oh, okay. It's also crazy how Japan barely gets along with the mainland Asia. That's not entirely true. Like, I think that in and of itself is a bit like simplified. Like, I think your average person in Japan, has no problem with a Korean or a Chinese person. In fact, there's a lot of people who marry Koreans and Chinese people. In fact, it's actually a very common thing right now for Japanese men to marry Korean girls. It's like a very common thing. But I think historically, Japan has a lot of cultural baggage they need to like really apologize for. They have a lot of shit they need to apologize for. You don't rape women culturally across like multiple decades and in a whole fucking region, like and have that be okay. Like, jeez, I think even Econ's like quarter Japanese because of that shit, bro. Like y'all know him, Econ. Like, he's fucking quarter Japanese because of that weird shit. Regardless, anyway, I have been your host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the Hot Tech Intellectual, aka Young Giga Drill, the Nigerian Dandada, Lil Heart Attack, he has to talk a ganja, Mimo, too flashy, toy rapping out the band. I don't play for my Netflix, I got people for that. Blink Yuk on, Charles Spaznable, that kid from Too Many Places account, Mr. Black and Platinum. Sayonara, Minasan. It was wonderful being back up here to talk to y'all for a little bit. New videos are coming soon. Nan, you play DNF Duel? Yes, and I can whoop all of you with Ghostblade. And you better believe it. You better believe it. Have a good day, people. Good night.